Thanks to the King of Tigers, the Freeland team are able to continue their tiger monitoring project. They're looking to establish how many tigers there might be and learn more about their health and habitat. To gather this data, they rely heavily on camera traps.
Well, there's a lot of considerations in camera trapping. You have to really know the landscape well enough to know where tigers are likely to occur. Otherwise, potentially wasting your time. Once we've identified an area that's likely to have tigers, we'll place the camera at tiger height. And in a lot of cases, we'll place cameras on either side of the trail so we can get a full profile of their stripe pattern. We'll also distance the camera on a tree that's about maybe a meter to a couple meters from the trail, so there's sufficient time for the camera to turn on and photograph the animal before it goes out of frame.
The camera traps need to be securely fastened to withstand the scrutiny of some of the jungle's larger inhabitants.
Well, we found out very quickly in some of our first camera trapping trips that the elephants are very curious. Sometimes the elephants will just come up and give it a sniff and, poke at it a little bit, but not too much. Other times they'll move the camera. It's a bit discouraging when an elephant moves the camera and we come back a month later and there's 1,000 pictures of the ground.
Over time, the Freeland team learned to recognize individual tigers.
Because tiger stripes are very similar to fingerprints in that they're unique to each individual, we're able to develop a profile with which we can reference future tiger photos. This female we've been following for several years. She has a pretty distinctive, almost wishbone pattern here.
Eric and the team carefully monitor the movement of these individual animals.
We see which tigers are in which camera traps, where they're occurring, how far they range, how they're using the landscape, so seeing whether a population's going up or down, see how tiger behavior is changing over time.
By the end of 2013, the Freeland team can find no evidence that any tigers have been lost. In fact, all the indicators are good.
We're very excited, especially because some of the individuals that we've seen a few years ago are still being detected in the camera trap, so we're still identifying them. They're still out there, and it's always good to come back month after month to see that they're still there.
It appears that between them, Freeland and the King of Tigers are doing a great job protecting this secret tiger population.